Speaking with the newsroom by telephone on Thursday, Chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission, Gecom, Justice Retired Claudette Singh said she is still waiting on the advice of Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Nigel Darmlal on a date for local government elections. Notwithstanding, Singh is confident that Gecom, with the monies for those elections already budgeted, remains in a position to successfully hold the elections. The preparation will entail the printing of ballot papers abroad and training of hundreds of polling day staff. The local government minister is on record endorsing the sentiments expressed by President Irfan Ali and other senior members of the government that before those elections are held, Gecom needs to be fixed. People's Progressive Party Civic nominated Gecom Commissioner Says Gunraj also shared the same sentiment, assuring too that local government election was still possible this year. Just as the government has reasoned, Gunraj said the continued employment of Gecom's Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield, his deputy Roxanne Myers, and the District 4 returning officer Clement Mingo threatens the process.
I maintain that the holding of local government elections at the statutorily defined time is eminently possible. However, it is circumstances like these which threaten the holding of that process. And because I think it was publicly stated that no elections, you see, the thing is, elections, the holding of elections and the acceptance of elections results are something that are a factor of the stakeholder confidence in the process. I think any right-thinking person will agree with me that the shenanigans that were played out by these very persons against whom these motions are moved last year does not render any right-thinking person comfortable with the operations of Gecom and will not want to see them participate or prevail over the holding of such elections. So the longer this process takes, obviously it is the longer it will take to ensure that there is a proper functioning Gecom to hold those elections.
Discussions were slated on the three motions calling for the immediate dismissal of the trio on Tuesday last, but that never materialized because the opposition-nominated commissioners Vincent Alexander and Desmond Trotman left the meeting when the item came up on the agenda. Justice Singh said she intends to go ahead with the meeting next Tuesday at 13 hours. Some $1.1 billion has been allocated for local government elections in the 2021 national budget, but no monies have been allocated for house-to-house registration. The current voters list expired in January 2021. Using the voters list of 2018, when local government elections was last held, some 500,000 ballot papers are to be printed for the 2021 local government elections, while $237.7 million has been set aside for the printing of materials. Meanwhile, a further breakdown of the $1.1 billion for local government elections in 2021 shows that $32.8 million is allocated for fuel and lubricants and $81.6 million for the rental of private buildings. There are to be some 17,000 polling stations established for local government elections, of which mostly public buildings will be used. Additionally, there is $75.6 million budgeted for travel and subsistence for polling day staff and $9.9 million for regular distribution of identification cards. Another $26.4 million has been allocated for telephone charges, which will go towards purchasing minutes for presiding officers and field staff. Monies for refreshments and meals are pegged at $89.1 million for election day staff and $18 million for the training of 8,500 persons. Kurt Campbell, Newsroom.